I tend to put on a brave face. Hey, it's Jennie Wallach here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And recently I went through something and I finally decided to share it online. I had been keeping it a secret for quite a while, mainly because I was scared, but also because I was uncertain. So I just thought, once again, I would share by way of video in case you missed what all was going on. Now, you may not even care, and that's totally fine. I get it. And maybe, just maybe, you could find some value in this story that you yourself would invest in taking care of yourself and making sure that you're up to date on all your checkups and doctor appointments because sometimes it's easy. We get really busy and life just keeps happening that we just can't slow down to take a pause to really take care of ourselves. And that's really where this whole story starts is I am now 53 years mature in this lifetime. And I have been in a good habit of having my annual checkups because that's what I'm supposed to do. And I'm blessed to have health insurance that allows me to do that. So last August, I had gone in for my annual mammogram. So, with a mammogram, if you've had the pleasure of having one, you know it's not super comfortable, but you know it's really important. And so, with this mammogram, I leave. The gal's great. She's always a joy when she's helpful and getting me all checked out. And I leave. And I get a call just a few days later, a week at the most, from my doctor's office. My doctor's nurse shares that, oh, there must have been a glitch. You need to go back. And I said, well, is this something I should be worried about? And she said, oh, no, no, it happens all the time. No big deal. So, of course, within a week later, I get to go back and do it again. Now, the great lady that had helped me, the tech who takes care of all the things and gets me checked out, I went back to her again and she says, you know, I just never mess up, and so it's such a surprise that they think that they just need to dive into this a little bit deeper, and I did believe her. She's really good at her job year after year. She's helped me out, and I think she's great. And so it was interesting. I felt a little strange with that in her stating that it wasn't necessarily a glitch. It could probably be something more. So I have the mammogram, and she says, now this time when we're done, you're not just going to leave. We're going to wait for the doctor to take a look at the results, and you're going to have a meeting with her. Wait, what? Hold on. What's happening here? I was in shock. So I get dressed. I go to a very small room with the circle desk and a female doctor who shares with me, yeah, that wasn't really a glitch. We think we really do see something. Well, okay. Heart starts pounding. I start welling up. What? What are you talking about? So she says the next steps would be a biopsy to check to see if what we see is anything more than just no big deal. So luckily, I have a profession that allows me to have some open availability that the next morning was an early appointment. So I booked it. Now, this is another surprise that I wanted to share as part of the story. So, when I go in the next morning for the biopsy, it's bright and early. I am nervous, scared, and the lady checking me in says, "Great, that'll be $1,800 as a part of your copay." I'm like, "Huh? Wait, what?" And I bring this part in, the financial part, because that part isn't talked about. And it was quite a shock. If I didn't have a credit card with available cash and funds on it, were they going to turn me away that day to not proceed with checking out what this lump could be inside of my left breast? I don't know, but that was a shock. So I pay the money, sit down, and then go in and get into the most uncomfortable and scary machine chair positions to then get a biopsy. So if you don't know, a biopsy, they go in, cut inside your skin, and take out a sample of what they see. Ah, then the biopsy results took a little while to get back. In fact, we were moving our daughter off to college. And so, as we are moving, I am nervous, I am scared, I am uncertain of what's going on. And it was quite a stressful time, as you can imagine, not knowing. Eventually, I did get the call while we were in Savannah, Georgia, that it is not cancer. Praise. So excited, so grateful. But still, it is something that should be removed, and surgery is the next step. Okay, I'm out of town. I'm not going to be back for a while. And they say, oh, but wait, let's have you come back in and meet with the doctor first. Okay, great. I get back to town. I go and have another doctor appointment. And they then mention that it would be smart and wise based on family history if I had an MRI to check all the other things and all the other spaces and places just to be sure that there are no other lumps or bumps that need to be addressed. So if you have not had the pleasure of a MRI, that is also so fun. Eventually, there was some struggles of me getting in for the MRI because of insurance not wanting me to have it. That was a whole glitch that took a few weeks to figure out. Eventually, I did get an MRI. Um, Luckily, I am pretty good at yoga, mindfulness, breathing, that while being face down for 15 minutes inside of a machine that is noisy and scary and covered, I was able to get through the MRI. Luckily, again, luckily, they didn't find anything else going on. So now it's just time to schedule the surgery. So I'm sharing all these details because sometimes that gap of time was so scary, and I happen to have some positive results. I this week had the surgery. I went in at 5 a.m. I was a 7 a.m. surgery time. I was out by 7:05. I woke up by 8:10 a.m. and it was done. I'm still a little sore. I'm not able to drive this week. And also, I shouldn't be lifting anything, but I accidentally keep doing that. So don't tell my doctor. But in the end, everything worked out so far. So far. We'll still wait and see. But the best part of all of this, and it was my husband that actually encouraged me to share before the surgery because he said it would not hurt to have extra positive thoughts and prayers. And along the way, maybe you can inspire or encourage others to make sure that they are taking care of themselves as well. So that's what I did. And all of my Facebook friends and social media acquaintances, all of the people that gave me the positive vibes, the prayers, the words of encouragement has been overwhelming, clearly, as you can imagine. And I am so grateful. But the ones that really stand out are those ladies who have messaged me, sent me videos, emails, calls, and shared their story too. And even some of them said, I wish I would have shared my story, and thank you for sharing yours. So that's today's chair chat with Jennie. In the journey of Jennie is that for now we are good and we are healthy. And please, 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 ladies get checked. Men, encourage them to do so and support them along the way. And you too will know that you are taken care of, that you're valuable, that you are loved, and that we're all in this together. So I'd love to hear from you if you have gone through something and you've been scared to death. In the end, it works out, or maybe it doesn't. And that's okay too, because together we can get through all these things. And I hope you have an amazing day. Bye now.